Nice good early start this morning. We're en route. I'm pumped up. We are headed to the Triton facility, Midway, Arkansas, okay? And I got about an 8-hour drive. I'm excited about this. I've never been up here before. Keep in mind, I have used the HP. I've been with the TR18. I've had a TRX. Basically since I was 17 years old, so 2007, and now it's 2023. So, been with Triton a long time, and I've never went to this plant before. So, y'all join us. We're en route. Quick update. I done hit rush hour traffic. That's the update. You know, I'm really excited about getting up here. I've only ever ran a Triton boat. That's literally the only boat that I've ever owned. My first Triton was when I was 17. It was a TR18. Had a 150 Mercury on it, EFI. Seems like, well, that was forever ago. But then other than that, I've owned a HP. I have owned a TRX. I have owned the XRT. So we're headed up. We got another 6.5 hours. But y'all join us. We're in rush hour traffic. Figured we check in, give y'all a little update. Should have left the house a little earlier. Maybe to beat this. But here we are. Check in here in a little bit.
Turn right, then the destination is on your left.
Oh, we made it. Finally. I like it. Got a brand new one right here. Brand newbie. All right, guys, here we are. We just walked into the Triton plant. This is where it all goes down. I got Fred right here. Fred, how long have you worked here, man?
Since 2018.
2018. He has seen a lot of boats fly out of this place. So every Triton boat is built here in this house.
Yes, that's correct.
I've never been here before, so I have no idea what to expect. I kind of know how boats are built. They're actually built backwards from what we think. Is that right?
Absolutely.
All right, well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give y'all a tour of the Triton facility here in Midway, Arkansas. We're gonna give y'all all the secrets of how to build a boat. It's a big, long process. So, I know what these are, but what are these?
This is a hull mold. So the boat's coming out of the factory only as good as your molds are. So mold maintenance is super important. So this right here is an 18 TRX hull, and it's been through our wax process, and they have now laid the tape in for the pin lines before it goes into gel coat.
So if there is any flaws within this, it will always show on every boat.
Absolutely. It will print into the actual part, and then that will cause us to have to do a repair to the boat.
Okay.
So it's always important that we get as many of the mold marks and anything that might be on the actual mold repaired before we send it through production.
All right, so question. This is, can I touch it?
Yeah.
So those little indentions right there create the pinstripes.
Yes, that's correct.
Gotcha.
So depending on the color package and how we have to paint it, some of them are a little bit different. We have to do a little bit more of taping, covering up on some of them. This one just looks like they just started in the process of laying the pins. As we get closer to gel coat, you can see where they covered up some that have a little bit different of a pattern to them.
Okay.
You got your performance package that, you know, the paint is a little bit different on them. That requires a little more cover up, and you'll see a little more plastic.
Unbelievable. How many molds do y'all have here?
There's enough for us to run 6 boats a day through production. It varies. I don't know the exact amount. We do have some outside that aren't in rotation.
So what is this right here? Is this a battleship? What is that?
That's a 17. That's a 17
Is that
TRX.
is that a battleship piece that you play with?
No, you gotta look at it backwards. So this is where you're sitting. So this is the whole inside of the boat.
This is the bottom of my seat.
This is the bottom of your seat right here.
All right.
This is the floor. This is where you put your feet.
That's my live wheels.
Yep. So they'll cut this part out right here,
Okay.
and that'll be your live wheel.
So all we're doing with this is we're gonna flip this back on top of the mold that we're doing over here. And then y'all
So when we say we're
get
doing,
super glue and glue the top cap on top of it. Is that right?
Super glue and screws.
Yeah.
so when we say we do the process backwards, you know, usually when you think about a car, you paint it after it's built. In this process, you're starting with the paint. So it's the outside, your gel coat, your outside coating. You got your clear gel, your solid, solid color gels, your flake. So you're kind of starting from the paint, which is an unusual process for people to think about. But this is basically the inverted part. So when we pull it, it will be the opposite.
That's what I was thinking whenever I got here. So time out. Let's get this right. Didn't you say y'all spray this
Yes.
first?
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll see. You'll see it.
And we can show you
Okay,
as we
we're
go.
gonna, yeah, it's, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, look, now, these people are probably thinking like, you run these boats and you ain't got that clue right. I didn't know they had to spray the mold before they even put the fiberglass in there, so I never knew that. I thought they did the mold and then they, I guess you would say, paint it, so completely wrong on that side of
And that's
things.
one of the things that's super exciting for us that we weren't doing, we haven't been doing except for about a year now, is none of our small parts molds were closed mold. They were all chopped, which makes a heavier part. So now we are in the process of converting the last pieces of all the Tritons to closed molding, which is a more consistent, durable, lighter weight part. So your consoles, your center boxes, some of your live well, fiberglass live well options will all be bag molded in a closed mold process.
And in return, you have a lighter boat, which is faster.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm about that life too.
Not to skip the process, but you have a 21 XRT mold that's got its first skin chop on it, and you can see it's such a deeper mold. I think one of the crazy misconceptions about it is it's not much different than a 21 TRX when you look at the actual running surface. So it looks big and massive, and a lot of people don't want to compare it to the 21 TRX.
Right.
But when you get in and you look at the actual hole mold right next to one, it has the exact same running surface as a 21 TRX. But as you can see, the 21 XRT is a deeper hole, and it allows for that wider deck that you guys get to enjoy.
Yes.
21 XRT.
We do love big decks. That way I can hop up there and run around the boat like an idiot.
Let's go back here to the gel coat though.
What you don't want to do is go down there and roll around in that. You do not want to do that. Fiberglass. You'll be picking that out for days.
An example of one, you've seen that they've already sprayed the pad in, so it's a little hard to tell what it's actually going to look like, but it looks like it's probably silver fox or black mist along the waterline.
So,
And the way that we know this is that everybody orders it, so we have a shop floor paperwork. We can actually look at it. I don't want to give away everybody's information, but it's a 19.
there you go.
It's a 19 Patriot, and you got your colors. So you got your deck made sign panels, silver mist. Let's see, your whole insert stripes, candy apple red. That's why you see some red coloring in there.
Okay.
Your whole bottom's actually it's a black gel, and then you have some black mist on the side panel. So that's
This
some
is
of the black
similar
mist
to the
colors.
boat that I built.
Very close.
Yeah. From start to finish, this process, what's your average time until the hull gets completely done?
Through gel coat. Through gel coat, we can gel coat a boat in a day.
Really?
And then they will do their last process, which is just past this. They'll do a solid black coat over the top of it before it moves into lamination. So
The most time consuming is putting the top cap and then putting all accessories on it.
it can be, and
Right.
depending on the boat. Some of the boats are a little harder to get through lamination.
Okay.
Your 21 XRT is a little harder to get through finish. There's more electronics, more wiring that goes through it.
Right.
So each one of them are a little bit different. Like a 17-foot, 179 can go through this plant faster than any other boat. It's just a smaller boat.
Gotcha.
Smaller surface area to spray, smaller boat to go through lamination. Time-wise, it's faster.
Right.
You can also see back over here, you see some of them, we don't spray them over here, but this is where they kind of rest. You'll see the no flex stringer.
Yeah.
Those are the stringers, and that's actually the bones and the support that'll go down in the hole after lamination.
Gotcha.
So you'll see a lot of those sitting around. Those are probably going to go in tonight.
So that right there is a stringer.
That is a stringer.
Okay. What are these back here? Are these paint booths or gel coat booths? Okay. How about that?
And as you can see, it can be a very, very messy process.
Smells pretty gel coaty
Yep,
in there.
it's really gel coated.
Yeah, it does.
That's
Smells
where they
it's
actually
pretty gel
spray.
coaty in there.
I know there's been a lot of questions. I've seen a lot of questions on the internet on why we have discontinued some deep V's and some 216. Like we no longer do the 216 fish hunter.
Right.
There's a lot of misconceptions out there. We moved the deep V's from Ranger to Midway so that Midway would only build Triton boats. So you take a look at these gel coat booths, you can see they're not very big. So when you take a 216 mold, even though you think the size of it's not very big, when you take the mold and the outside wooden structure of the frame, and some of these that you've seen, like the 20 TRX is wide, it's very difficult to fit a 216 mold into these gel coat booths. And then once you get it in there, we can't shut the doors and we can't move around it to actually gel coat it.
Right.
So in the future, we hope to bring things back like that, but as of right now, it's just not a possibility because we're in the constraints of these actual small gel coat.
That's right. That's right.
But there's four
You'd
gel
like to
coat
have one double this size, wouldn't you?
Yes,
When you
we would
move
have to have a
around,
little
do
bit
whatever
bigger.
you do. Yeah.
It's extremely difficult for them when they go to spray rails to maneuver and actually get their hands in there to spray the gunnels. And when you get a 216 that doesn't fit in here, there's just no way for us to spray it. So right now we're in that's the situation we're in.
God, this is awesome. I mean, I'm fascinated by this.
This is a 21 XRT.
All right, hang on, let me. So this is the top cap that y'all put on the boat, correct?
This is the deck that goes on the 21 XRT.
Deck that goes,
Yep.
okay, gotcha.
This is the exact boat that you're running now.
Unreal. It's pretty cool, not gonna lie.
A fiberglass live well. It's got some plastic. You got your plastic cooler, your plastic dry box is getting ready to go on. You got your this is your center box. You can see they'll all have to be glassed in.
Yeah.
And that's what our second shift does.
So whenever this flips over and y'all put it on the boat,
yes,
do y'all cut these out?
Yes, it'll go through the grinding booth up here.
Okay, all right. See, I'm over here jumping the daggum gun on us. I'm just trying to jump ahead. Look right here. You got your live well pumps. Okay, I'm starting to catch on a little bit. We got to cut all them out. Make some. I got it now. Okay.
See over here. Here's a 206 hole that has the stringers in. So our second shift will put the stringer in. The next day we come in and we put the foam in the stringers. So we'll put the foam in the stringers and pull.
Right.
So whatever we put in the lamination the previous day, we're able to pull the next day after we foam it.
All right. So question.
Yes.
I think I know this answer. I don't know. You know that old saying where you can't hardly sink none of these boats?
Yes. So the foam provides it is a little bit of a structural support. It goes inside the stringer. The stringer's glassed in.
That way it's not hollow in there.
Yes, it's not hollow.
It's not brittle and hollow, so that's a filler, but
it also provides flotation. There's a requirement that we have to pass from the Coast Guard.
Yep.
And they sink these boats and test them. So this foam provides that lift, and as you can see, some of the boats also have these little foam wedges that get glassed in. That's for flotation purposes. You can see we'll glass those in. That actually provides that extra flotation that they found out is necessary to keep this.
So the reason I asked that, I'm not telling y'all to go out and try to sink your boat, because it may or may not sink, but they, you know, they put foam in these boats for that reason. I mean, you can't never tell. It ain't like an aluminum boat where you get a crack in your boat or a hole in your boat. It's going down.
No, this thing will still maintain
yes.
flotation even when it's sunk.
That's right.
That's the requirement. So
awesome.
That foam helps provide that. Yep. Also, one thing you can't see right now, but once they're done glassing in the live wells, the dry boxes, the center box, it'll come over here before they pull it. We have a spritz foam. So the spritz foam on this side, it's a little bit faster. It doesn't take as long to set up and expand. So we actually spray that around your boxes. Also what provides insulation to your cooler. And it's actually a level of flotation that's provided by it also.
Gotcha.
You can't see it right here now, but we might be able to see it on one of the ones we have up here.
Do y'all insulate around the live wells?
Yes, foam goes around the live wells, some of the dry boxes.
I will tell you this. This year will be my 9th Triton boat, and y'all have by far the best live wells out there. I mean, we all know that. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I've ran every boat that I've had. Them live wells are great in it. So I don't know if y'all insulate them or what.
We also, before they get put down, your dry boxes and everything, we go through with there's a Euroflex type material, which Sikaflex. So we take it, we put it around. It actually gets a watertight seal before they glass it.
Okay.
So that's how you keep your stuff dry in your dry box.
Awesome.
So we have a gel coat booth that we strictly spray our small parts in, and it's located right here. And then from here it'll come out, and it comes back into our new bag molding gun. We used to have to take these boxes, and we had a chopper gun, and we would spray chop on it, and people would have to sit there with rollers, and they would roll the fiberglass out, get all the air out of it. It's very, very labor intensive. It's also, you're at the mercy of the guy using the gun, so your material isn't always consistent.
Right.
With this new bag molding process, we're able to use Rovacore, which is a type of fiberglass. We're able just to lay it on there. We use some glue that comes in these glue guns, and we spray the fiberglass and lay it down. And then once it gets over here, we're able to put a silicone bag, and the silicone bag will fit over the top of the actual mold. And right here you see a silicone bag. It's a really massive one, but this is for our fiberglass fenders.
Okay.
So for our fiberglass fenders, this is the bag that we use, and it'll sit down over the top of the mold and the fiberglass. And we have this giant vacuum, which is pretty amazing. If you ever see these things on the internet, it can literally crush a 55-gallon drum. But this thing pulls the air out. So you got a giant vacuum chamber that comes through these PVC pipes.
Okay.
We have these lines here, and that line will pull the air out of that part. So really, it takes about one person to build this box, which before it would take multiple people. It's also consistent. So over here you have an injection system that injects the actual infusion resin into the part. So we're able to control exactly what goes into it, and we're able to get just a more consistent, lighter weight part out of the process.
And it's a more accurate fitting.
Yes.
So it fits
good.
good.
It's consistent every time.
If it's not consistent, and you place it in there. And
so in a chop, you're at the mercy of the chopper gunner putting the exact amount of mils of chop and resin on top of that part. So the part could be too thick, it could be too thin.
Right.
On this, you have a consistent part every time. The process can be duplicated over and over again.
Right.
Easy process, faster, lighter weight, more durable part.
I like that. That's cool. This is way more complex than what I was thinking. So everything in this whole plant is, I guess you would say, do y'all make these?
Yes, that's the 186 center box.
Okay.
You have a 179 center box.
Right. So you ain't ordering these from China.
No, these are made.
These are made in the USA. You heard that.
The 206 is one of the last ones for us to convert. So this one right here was a 206, and as you can see, it's a little different. This is a Chop 206 center box, and it's just heavy. It is unbelievably heavy.
Right.
If you take a similar box, we just converted this one the other day, but we don't have one here. If you take a similar box, which is about the 179, and pick it up, it's just astronomically lighter.
Right.
Like, it's insane, the difference between the parts, and the consistency of it is just, I mean, it's insane. Like,
yeah.
And I weigh almost 300 pounds.
No, Fred, don't tell them that. God dang, you trying to let everybody know how much you weigh. All these women watching his videos, you be like, man, he's a 300 pounder.
Hey, I'm married, I ain't out for one.
Ain't no doubt. Y'all don't be trying to hit Fred up. Take a wild guess where we're going next. Let's see where we're at. Say we're in a paint booth right now.
No, you're wrong. This is a grinding booth.
I'm completely wrong.
So
look at laughing. I don't know where we're at.
You go to some boats factories, you'll see robots and all that craziness. Not here.
Okay.
This is everything is hand cut. Everything, the grinding and everything is done by somebody inside this booth right here. So you can see different tools that they use, and you can see some of the boxes that they've cut. We got a 206 battery box here, which now is back molded too, so it's a lighter part.
Gotcha.
We're in the process of converting some of our live wells, but they're not quite there yet. But
okay.
We're almost there. But this is the grinding booth.
This is cutting booth right here.
On one side we do the rails, and on the other side, or the decks, and on the other side we do the holes.
So, question.
And we have these jigs too. So like
when you're
206.
Yep.
And then you also got your fender jigs up here, and that's what they use to get that consistent cut. So in the rough finish area, this is back here where they'll put in the fuel tanks. They'll get secured. You also got your Triton ladder that goes in at this point.
Yep.
Everything goes inside the hole, because once you get this sealed up, there's no touching the fuel tank no more.
Gotcha.
There might be some access ports, but it's it. So we test the fuel tanks to make sure they don't leak and that there isn't any inconsistencies, and then we go ahead and mount it.
That's it right there.
There's your full fuel tank.
Unreal. I've always, so big misconception is the fuel tank was like in a straight line underneath my seats. I always thought they went right underneath my seat.
And some older models, yes.
Okay.
There's some that do.
179 it does.
Oh, I got you. I got
Each of
you.
them got a different size fuel tank. This is a 20 TRX, and that's the fuel tank for it right there.
That's it. And that's 55 gallons.
I think so.
54?
21.
Yep. Unreal. That is cool. Yep. So that's the 179, which is an 18 footer. Correct?
17 and some change.
17.9. Is that right? And once y'all put the top cap on, we're gonna put screws on the side to hold it down. Any kind of adhesive.
So yeah, we have a structural putty that comes out of this gun and gets mixed.
Okay.
It has a catalyst, kind of like gel coat or
Right.
resin, and they'll actually put that structural putty down in places where we actually mount it, so it sticks together. And then once it's stuck together and they've got the deck on top of the hole, they'll run them screws that you're talking about along there for the final bit of it.
And y'all just go get screws from like Russell Do-It Center, like build, like just.
they come from Marine.
The real
fasteners.
sturdy, made of wood. Oh me.
They're
The top cap was never coming off this boat once it sets on there. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, that's the biggest problem we have in these from a warranty aspect, is the fact that once this is on, there's no getting to the fuel tank. So
Right.
if you have a fuel tank issue, we got some problems.
Right. Cool deal. That is cool. And there's foam underneath that right there.
Yes, there's foam inside that stringer.
Yeah, you see the black areas, that's foam. They paint it with gel coat so that it doesn't soak up water, so it gets all sealed.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, where next?
All right, then everything goes through. I would love to say we're perfect, but we're not. Everything goes through some kind of first repair process.
All right.
I don't care what boat company you are. This is kind of our first repair, so it goes through here. We'll do some minor touch-ups, whatever we need to fix on the boat, so that you get a good quality gel coat finish before it gets to the dealership.
All right, so we walk back over this boat. Let's get the top cap put on it. I want to show you all this, okay? This is foam on your cooler, all right? So there you go. You have an insulated cooler, and there it is. So you can put you some cold beverages in there.
Cold beverage.
Some ice cold sweet teas. And they're gonna stay cold. Right.
We're almost to where you want to be.
All right, guys, we're winding down the tour. We're almost where the boats get pretty much finished at.
Over here is a boat that actually came through the first repair process. You see we got the plastic on it to prevent any more further damage as we take it through our finish. Right here is where they'll put the carpet on. You can see the carpet back there. This is where they carpet the lids in this location. This is also where we put the deck pad on. They'll put that felt inside that rod locker. And they'll actually, you know, put the carpet glue down and lay the carpet. So,
Man, this is so cool. Like you gotta appreciate this kind of stuff, because here's the thing. Whenever we get in one of these boats, we just hop in it and we just go fish. You know what I mean? But being able to see how this boat is built and all of the time and effort, and y'all running 2 shifts, yes, that's freaking cool. Because like it ain't like you just say, hey, let's build a boat, and then boom, there's a boat magically appeared. It's a whole process. It starts from the beginning till you got people that are finishing these boats. I love this. This is so cool.
And I think a lot of people think there's a lot of electronics and stuff involved in building this. This is a craft. There's a lot of people that put a lot of hand.
Oh,
you know,
this is handmade.
This moves into where you was trying to jump to earlier. So this is where it's the graphs and all your good stuff goes in.
This one I'm taking the jacket off. We're talking about graphs and putting all these electronics and TV screens and all this.
This is our finish department. Now, that's where they'll put all the finish in. You'll get the seats put in. You'll get your graphs installed.
Jack plates.
They do all the finishing.
Yeah.
I got something I wanted to point out real quick.
We're going to point out one more thing.
All right, I wanted to show you this lighting, because there's been a big increased focus on our gel coat quality and the boats that we're putting out.
Fred's excited about this lighting.
Okay, if you take a look at this lighting, I don't think you can get it in the showroom any brighter than what we got going on here in the factory.
That's it.
So we have some here, we have some over there where they're cleaning, they're doing their customer prep.
How long did you go without this lighting?
This is a recent
new
thing for us.
Oh, you love it. Look. In my shop at my house, I had those lights kind of similar, just regular lights on top. But I went to Home Depot and got me some lights, the LED like that.
Yeah.
I was working in the dark, so I know exactly what you mean. So now y'all can finish these boats out, see everything you need to see.
Yep, it goes through a dry QC process here, and then they'll actually check the gel coat one final time. So this is where we got it under the light, guys. There's nothing that we can miss at this point. So we actually really scrutinize this. You'll see they'll put green tape on it. And we'll take care of it when we move it over into our other bright lighting over there in our customer prep area. But from
so
right
this
here,
is,
it moves into rigging in that location right there.
So in my mind, this is like preliminary quality control right here.
Yes.
I guess you'd say.
This one's a little soon. It probably should have still been finished. They haven't put the seats in it.
Okay.
But as you can see over here on this next one, it's got the seats in it. They're in rigging. We utilize this light to take it through a dry, like I said, a dry QC process. This is before it gets into the pool.
Okay.
Which is another thing people ask a lot of questions about. So we test for leaks in this pool over here. And it gets loaded up on this lift and it gets brought back. And this is kind of our wet QC. They'll put it in the pool, we'll put it inside the pool, they'll check it for leaks.
Dropping it in the water for the first time.
Inside this pool.
How about that?
It's a little dirty, but you know, it's expected in a fiberglass plant. But it's
so
a
y'all,
pool and we test it.
Okay, I see where you at. I see what you're doing right here.
And then from there, we'll bring the trailer in and we drop it down on
Drop him in there, make sure he's good. Have you ever had one not good in that pool?
Yes.
Or is that rhetorical?
Yeah, yes. I mean,
Sometimes
you're going to have something where someone missed something getting sealed and, you know, we have a leak and we find it. And that's where we're able to fix it before it moves completely over into our customer prep area.
So basically when you dump that in, that auto bilge will come on. How long do y'all keep that in there?
We test it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Auto bilge will come on, you say, hey, we got to check the leak, and then pull it back up. And then a lot of times, from what I've seen, it can be as simple as one of those hoses, or where your bilge goes in, like right here, somewhere through there that isn't sealed off.
Yeah,
completely.
You'll also see,
or right on the inside where it goes.
We've also had some cases too where like the ladder, you know, the ladder area is not properly sealed.
Right.
I mean, we catch that here.
Well, that's cool.
There's no way for it to not be caught. So it goes through a pull test also.
Well, guys, I think that's going to wrap up our tour. I know it's kind of a long video, but this is a pretty cool process. Like, this is freaking awesome. Y'all got this down to an art. So that wraps everything up. We got some finished boats going out. That's a good looking white boat over there. That sucker looks good. Well, guys, y'all let us know if y'all like this video. I drove 8 hours up here to see these guys at Triton. They got the whole crew over here finishing all these boats. This was the tour of the Triton plant, and this is the first time I've ever been here, so I appreciate y'all taking me through here. And you just saw how a Triton boat's built. Now I got to pick mine up. We'll catch y'all next time. Like, subscribe. We'll see you.